And now we see Nigerian subscribers are reacting to the sharp increase in one of the leading networks' data and SMS tariffs. We also see the House of Reps calling for a halt in the telecom tariff hike. Let's unpack all of this now with Oluwole Abegunde, is a research director at Insights. Hello, Oluwole, great to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Ladi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so everything's playing out right now. The telcos, they've gone ahead to raise the tariffs. That's with MTN Nigeria leading the charge there. But we're seeing some pushback, at this time. Is this what you saw coming?
Absolutely. I saw this coming a long time ago. The market could not sustain without the tariff increase because we could see it was inevitable for like a year or two when the biggest players were declaring losses upon losses year on year. But the market needed the tariff to be raised to give the telcos a cushion to adjust to a couple of the challenges they've been having with inflation, diesel prices, FX prices, and the rest. So it was a long time coming, and it's about time.
Right, and some consumers would disagree, and definitely it's understandable that we're seeing prices of every other thing, go up, and some wouldn't like to see the price of tariffs actually rising, at this time. We see everybody's on their social media, at this time. You see people scrolling, and I'm wondering how this will impact all of that, consumer demand that we're used to, when it comes to data, for instance. So what are you seeing will be the next play from most of the consumers?
I believe most of the consumers will just increase spend on mobile data, mobile voice. Because now, since COVID, there's been that change in how we use data services for sports betting, for mobile banking, internet banking, for streaming services, and all sorts. So there is that huge demand for the need for data services for subscribers and enterprises also. So I believe what will happen is there will be that shift in change from voice services to mobile services. We've seen that happen all through COVID, and this will only expedite that because rather than spending on voice, I spend on mobile data that can guarantee me to also do voice on WhatsApp, Facebook, and other social media platforms. So that's what I see. There will be that. I think in the last 1, 2, 3 years, there's been that migration from voice to data. I think it will only be more accelerated now that we have prices going higher.
So that means you're expecting when most of these companies report their results, we might see voice revenue drop.
Yes, I expect that to happen because, again, like I said, since COVID, there's been that, you've seen 20%, 30%, 40% year-on-year growth in the need for data services COVID. I think with this price increase, that will only accelerate more because people will now depend on data services more to do voice. It's a lot more cheaper to do. If I want to call you before, Ladi, maybe on the mobile service, I would rather call you on WhatsApp now because I want to save on my credit, I want to save on price and things like that.
Right, definitely. I'm sure we'll see some interesting consumer behavior, with all of this. But is it possible that this could, spark some kind of price war with the telecom operators, or do we see a collusion at this point?
Price wars are never beneficial, except for the consumers, of course. It's a race to the bottom. So I don't expect a price. What I expect from the telcos is innovation. The problems that we have in Nigeria are well documented and affecting the telcos, your power, inflation, FX. What I expect from the telcos is to innovate how they can maximize the opportunities that are being created by these challenges. In-house IT, IT development, and I think the federal government can also help too, because one of the things is why are they buying spectrum in dollars? Why services are in local currency naira? So if they can meet with the government and have a sit down and negotiate that would also help them. The recent 5G licenses that were given out was about $20 million. That's about 300 billion naira. Now, only maybe MTN and Airtel make such in profit. So when they want to narrow renew the price, it will be a lot if it's in FX. So that is one thing the government can do for them to ensure that they can also buy licensing in local currency since they're offering services in local currency. But I don't expect a price war like you asked. I expect innovation from all of them to find a way to reduce their cost and maximize revenue.
All right, definitely. We'll keep tracking this developing story at this point. We'll continue seeing reactions, as we go on. But thank you so much. That was Oluwole Begunde, the research director at Insights. Thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.